नारायणाय ॐ नमो 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 नारायणाय. Yes, friends, welcome you all for today's study of our Upanishad, Shwethashwathara, fourth chapter. We are trying to study Narayana. Yes, five things as every day Vedic chanting, common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantra Ucharana, and Upanishad Mantra Adhyenam. These are the five things every day we are doing. Let us do today. In Vedic chanting today, we will spend 4 to 5 minutes in the chanting of what is it? Navagraha Suktam. Right? Just enjoy it. Om Atha Navagraha Suktam. Om Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Om Bhoho Om Bhuvaha Om Suvaha Om Mahaha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam Om Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. ओमापो ज्योतिरसोमृतं ब्रह्म सुवरोम. ॐ मम उपात्त समस्त दुरितक्षयद्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थं श्री आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवता प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थं आदित्यादि नवग्रह नमस्कारान् करिष्ये. ॐ ॐ आसत्येन रजसा वर्तमानो निवेशयन्नमृतं मर्त्यं च हिरण्ययेन सविता रथेन देवो याति भुवना विपश्यन्. अग्निन्दोतं वृणीमहे होतारं विश्ववेदसम् अस्य यज्ञस्य सुक्रतुम् येषामीशे पशुपतिः पशूनां चतुष्पदामुत च द्विपदां निष्क्रीतोऽयं यज्ञियं भागमेतु रायस्पोषाय जमानस्य सन्तु. ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय आदित्याय नमः. ॐ आप्यायस्व समेतु ते विश्वतः सोम वृष्णियं भवावाजस्य संगते अप्सु मे सोमो अब्रवीत् अन्तर्विश्वानि भेषजा अग्निं च विश्वशम्भुवमापश्च विश्वभेषजीः. गौरीमिमाय सलिलानि तक्षत्येकपदी द्विपदी सा चतुष्पदी अष्टापदी नवपदी बभूवुषि सहस्राक्षरा वरमे व्योमन्. ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय सोमाय नमः. ॐ अग्निर्मूर्धा दिवः ककुत्पतिः पृथिव्या अयम् अपागं रेतागं सिजिन्वति स्योना पृथिवी भवान् वृक्षरा निवेशनी यच्छानः शर्म सप्रथाः क्षेत्रस्य पथिना वयगं हितेनेव जयामसि गामश्वं पोषयित्वा सनो मृडातीदृशे. ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय अंगारकाय नमः. ॐ उद्बुद्ध्य स्वाग्नि प्रतिजागृह्येनमिष्टापूर्ते सगं सुजेथा मयञ्च पुनः कृण्वग्गस्त्वा पितरं युवानमन्वातागं सीत्वयि तन्तुमेतम् इदं विष्णुर्विचक्रमे स्य भागं सुरे विष्णोरराटमसि विष्णोः पृष्ठमसि विष्णोष्णप्त्रे स्थो विष्णोस्यूरसि विष्णोर्ध्रुवमसि वैष्णवमसि विष्णवे त्वा. ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय बुधाय नमः. ॐ बृहस्पते अतियधर्यो अर्हात् द्युमद्विभाति क्रतुमज्जनेषु यद्धीदयच्च वसर्त प्रजात तदस्मासु द्रविणन्धेहि चित्रम् इन्द्रमरुत्वयः पाहि सोमं यथा शार्याते अपि वसुतस्य तव प्रणीति तव शूरशर्मन्ना विवासन्ति कवयः सुयज्ञाः ब्रह्मजज्ञानं प्रथमं पुरस्ताद्विसेमतः सुरुचो वेन आवह स बुध्निया उपमा अस्य विष्टा सतश्च योनिमसतश्च विवह ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय बृहस्पतये नमः ॐ प्रभः शुक्राय भानवे भरध्वं हव्यं मतिं चाग्नये सुभूतं यो दैव्यानि मानुषा जनोगंषि अन्तर्विश्वानि विद्मना जिगाति इन्द्राणि मासु नारिषु सुपत्नी मामश्रवं न ह्यस्या अपरञ्चन जरसामरते पतिः इन्द्रं वो विश्वतस्पर्यवामहे जनेभ्यः अस्माकमस्तु केवलः ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय शुक्राय नमः ॐ शन्नो देवी रविष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये संयो रविस्रवन्तु नः प्रजापतेन त्वदेतान्यन्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यत्कामास्ते जुहुमस्तन्नो अस्तु वयग्रस्यामपतयोरयीणाम् इमं यमप्रस्तरमाहि सीदाङ्गिरोभिः पितृभिः संविधानः आत्वा मन्त्रा आह कविशस्तावहन्त्वेना राजन् हविषामादयस्व ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय शनैश्चराय नमः ॐ कयानश्चित्र आभुवधूति सदा वृधः सखा कयाशचिष्टया वृता आयङ्गौः वृष्णिरक्रमी दशनन्मातरं पुनः पितरं च प्रयन्सुवः यत्ते देवी निर्वृतिरावबन्धदाम ग्रीवास्वविचर्त्यम् इदं ते तद्विश्याम्यायुषो न मध्या दता जीव पितुमद्धिप्रमुक्तः ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहिताय राहवे नमः ॐ केतं कृण्वन्न केतवे पेशो मर्या अपेशसे समुषद्भिरजायथाः ब्रह्मा देवानां पदवीक्रमीणां ऋषिर्विप्राणां महिषो मृगाणां शेनो गृध्राणागस्वदितिर्वना नाग सोम पवित्रमत्यैतिरेभन्न सचित्रचित्रं चितयन्तमस्मे चित्रक्षत्रचित्रतमं वयोधां चन्द्रं रयिं पुरुवीरं बृहन्तं चन्द्रचन्द्राभिर्गृणते युवस्व ॐ अधिदेवता प्रत्यधिदेवता सहितेभ्यः केतुभ्यो नमः ॐ आदित्यादिनवग्रहदेवताभ्यो नमो नमः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. That's wonderful, friends. Every day that chanting of Veda mantras is always of great help. Right, in our common sense thought today, discussion is very simple. Narayana, this world is there always at the gross level as well as the subtler level. In fact, the grosser is later manifestation of the prior subtler one only. Therefore, we have to be mindful about both. And in this both worlds, grosser and subtler, for balancing both the good and bad, positive and negative keep on happening. That in our Puranic language called as Devasura Sangrama goes on happening. It is endless. So our thinking and understanding should be what? Ki are we supporting the the positive or negative. That is what always should be our thinking about it. To the Devata Shakti we are supporting or the Asura Shakti we are supporting. It should always be the supporting to the Daiviya positive only, both at the gross level as well as subtle. That's why, if you see, out of many, many beautiful texts in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has elaborately given to us both the Daiviya Sampada as well as Asuri Sampada. The entire chapter 16 is dedicated for that. Of course, Daiviya Sampada, the 26 qualities are told. Asuri Sampada, oh Bhagavan explained. If you count them, they run into 50, 60, 70, 80. So, those Asura Sampada we have to recognize and we should not support by our practice. It's always good. Then only to the Daiviya Sampada we have to support by practicing them. अभयं सत्त्वसंशुद्धिः ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थितिः दानं दमः यज्ञः स्वाध्यायः तपः आर्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यम् अक्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिः अपैशुनं दया भूतेषु अलोलुप्त्वं मार्दवं ह्री अचापलं तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहः नातिमानिता. These are all the Daivi gunas that were said. Then Dambaha, Darpaha, Vimanaha, Krodhaha, Parushyam, Ajnanam. They are all called the Asuri Sampada. Then Pravrittim cha Nivrittim cha Jana na Vidurasuraha na Shaucham na Pichacharaha. A huge list it gives us. So go through them and just try to contribute to the good of the world so that that's what comes back to us, isn't it? And try maximum to avoid contributing to the bad, because again that is what comes to us. Let us be little more conscious, little more responsible for both our lives as well as the life of the world. And one more thing is what always there is divinity to observe, to assess, to analyze, and to give the results of the good done as well as the bad done. So therefore, give chance to the divinity to give us the good results only by our contribution towards the good and positive. इतना तो अकल बनता है कि नहीं? How can we not have this simple twofold common sense that one, there is divinity who is observing and he is the giver of the results to all. Two, he is the giver of result of good to the positive, negative, bad to the negative karma done. So how do we miss it? See the tragedy of human life. How much of otherwise outer worldly scientific wisdoms, knowledges he is gaining, with which so much of comforts, luxuries he is getting, tapping the nature, making it convenient to us, etc. etc. With all that intelligence, how the man is missing this one, that this world is made up of karma and karma phala, then we can never avoid the phala by doing either of these two. How the man misses, unless he misses it out of the mind, he can never afford to do the bad. कोई गलत कर रहा है इसका अर्थ क्या हुआ? He has forgotten this beautiful siddhanta karma ka, which is continuously functional in the world. He has not fully thoroughly understood it, or his desire of doing or want of doing is overpowering his wisdom. That's the only reason, isn't it? He is so much lost in his own inner non positivities that he is not able to remember that knowledge. If he has got, most of them may not have, few of them, those who have, there that moments want to do the negative for whatever the immediate benefits is more overpowering than the knowledge or wisdom he has got. So we have to be mindful about our own life also, all the time. It's even if we don't do the good, that's okay. But let us not do the bad. Because that won't leave us without giving us the phala. कुछ भी करो. So this is how the world is running continuously. And the totality also obviously is made up of the individuals. Therefore, the maximum individuals, if they are of non-positive, then the whole world will get that only as a result. And that's what technically called as Kali Yuga, etc. So when people are good maximum, they do the good, obviously, the whole world will be good, happy, which they call it as Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga. So therefore, we can contribute to the creation of Krita or we can contribute to the creation of the Kali. So let us be mindful about it all the time. Let us not be negligent. Let us not be careless in our lives, even one moment while we behave in this world, interact in this world, or contribute in this world. Our presence should never add to the negative of the world. So हमेशा याद रखना ज्यादा तकलीफ नहीं है. Some of the slaveries, some of the dependencies, some of the cravings, we have to drop them, and that's required. If those who are slaves of the upadhis, cravers of the bhoga outside, which is only out of delusion that habit is made and we are slaves of that. Such people cannot listen, understand, accept and practice this positive way of life. बस उसका दिमाग फंस गया वो उसी तरह का सोचता है ना. Any time he gets some information of this type positive from some elders, he only thinks about but why I will avoid that, I can't do that, I cannot be honest, I cannot be noble, I am helpless, I am like this only. But it will get you lots of punishments. And never mind, I'm ready to go through that. So that type of murkhata comes. Just be careful that we are beyond that murkhata, right? Then are listening to the words of wisdom from elders and by our own thinking. Basic thing is avoid being the contributor to the negative of this world. फिर हमें भी वो नेगेटिव नहीं आएगा. नहीं है तो फिर आएगा वो. क्या करें? थिंक. सोच लो भैया क्या करना चाहते हैं. That will, and any period of the history, especially in this Kali Yuga, positive contributors are required more and more. Isn't it? Negative तो बहुत कर रहे हैं लोग. They have become so much भौतिकवादी. For that they need lot of the variety of the resources, money, etc. They are, is it a weak in very many aspects. लोग ऐसे ही है. तो इसलिए very many are of that type. Knowingly also they do negative. है ना? So positive people are required. A very Ashcharyukta Jivan in this modern world is, as we just now saw, as much they have the scientific, technical knowledge, so much they have the ignorance regarding this positive. That's why big people also commit big blunders. When we listen those things, that this fellow has done this scam, that fellow has that cheating to the world. When you see is otherwise portfolios or credentials or his position, आश्चर्य होता है, फिर तुरंत समझ में आता है कि he might have studied the outer sciences with which he is learning or earning the money, but the other science of life, the inner subtle life, he has not studied. उसको एक कर्म सिद्धांत नहीं पता. Otherwise, who is an intelligent fellow who does those types of crimes which are going to bring to him so much of the hell and dukha? जो जानकार है करेगा क्या? अनजान है, बुद्धू है वो. सो हंसी आती है ऐसे लोगों को देखकर. In every field, oh great politician. If you are great in how can you do any scams? Or a great doctor. अरे इतना पढ़ा तुमने. But how are you cheating the people for money? Or any of the business persons? कैसे कैसे कर सकते हैं देखो लोग. आश्चर्य है ना. वो innocently ignorant है. They're so innocent that they don't want to understand and accept that they are ignorant and they don't want to be wise in this way. इतने छोटा भी झूठ बोलो या गलत करो उसका नोट होता है, उसका रिजल्ट आएगा हमको. ये दिस मच कॉमन सेंस नहीं है एंड कीप ऑन डूइंग नेगेटिव इन द वर्ल्ड. दैट्स व्हाई वी सफर द फिजिकल डिसीजेस, द मेंटल agonies, the intellectual bankruptcies, the lonelinesses. Why all of they are coming so much in Kali Yuga to all of us? Because smallest than smallest, say bigger than biggest mistakes we are continuously doing. Be aware of that. From in our life, let us avoid that. Paropakara punyaya, papaya parapidanam. Knowing those things, let us never do the papa of parapida, etc. Contribute to the positive of this world, not the negative. Grossly also, subtly also. Subtle is more important because all the subtle alone gets manifested as the gross. Right? One thought. Second thought is what? This world being interconnected and we are traveling with the co-travelers, other people. Listen carefully this thought. Ki there is a reasonable reason or not. For whatever the reason we don't know, let me call it as if we are unfortunate. We don't know who will have some jealousy with us for whatever good we are doing without harming society at all. हम खुद बस पॉजिटिव कर रहे हैं सोसाइटी को, अपने लिए भी पॉजिटिव कर रहे हैं एंड वी आर लिविंग इन नोबल लाइफ. Still people have some sort of that jealousies with us because they are ignorant. And we suffer others ignorance. We suffer our ignorance anyway. दूसरों के बेवकूफ से हम सफर करते हैं. So they have jealousy, they have variety of other emotions and the competitive spirits, etc. Therefore, they may harm us grossly as well as subtly. You can't avoid. तभी तो कह रहे हैं only in ब्रह्म ज्ञान all problems end. No other way. You cannot ask, but मैं तो innocent था, वो आकर क्यों मारा मेरे को? उसको लगा तुमको एक थप्पड़ मारने का. And he knows that you are weak, you can't retaliate. But why? You cry, there is no answer to it. You understand? There is no answer, but Swamiji, why my brother cheats me or why my son? There is no answer to this. Why? उसको मजा आता है ना? But the thing is, they will have the result of that like somebody harmed me. As a result, he will have his papa karma phala. But मेरे को तो harm हो गया ना. इसलिए two things in life let us learn. One is, I don't know, people will understand it or not, accept or not. One is, don't try to become too famous in the world, isn't it? Live a simple life, low profile life. Otherwise, more people you come to know, then for any reason they'll have, a sort of ill feeling towards us, then they will keep either sending thoughts or even prayers they do, or even grossly physically also they can do something. वो बहुत मुश्किल होता है लाइफ फिर. सो जस्ट डोंट बिकम फेमस ओनली, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. हमको तो अंदर का परमात्मा को जानना है. सेकंड इज always be in touch with the divine, and positively with the upasana, the parayanas, the chantings, with the sankalpa that, oh Lord, I am doing good positive only. I am confident of it. I have no doubt about my being good. Pakka. If any small little mistakes, improve. I'll improve on myself. You guide me through someone. So I am always positive. Good. I am doing your work. I am doing the positive work as told by Shastras. So please protect me. देखो ये वाला रिक्वेस्ट बहुत काम को आएगा. Requesting the Lord to protect us, to be a shield for us. कवच कहते हैं ना. There are some beautiful kavachas also are there. Shiva kavacham, Vishnu kavacham, Narayana kavacham, Durga kavacham, Devi kavacham, और आदित्य कवचम, गणेश कवचम. इनका थोड़ा सहारा लेने से I think we will be divinely protected, so that these negative forces do not harm us much. And at that life or level when we are living, so we have to take the cares accordingly. एक तो लो प्रोफाइल में रहो, ज्यादा फेमस नहीं बनना, सिंपल. सेकंड इज इनवोक द डिवाइन ग्रेस फॉर द रक्षणा कवचम अराउंड, so that these negative influences do not disturb our positive doings, do not disturb our spiritual doings. And don't ask the question, why is it? The jivas in their evolution, life, sometimes they are sadist, sometimes they are egoistic, sometimes too much jealousy oriented. उनका वो वाला दिमाग असर करता है. They try to trouble others very carefully. They are like that. अब क्या करो? Like, if you become little politically famous or any business wise famous, so somebody will come and ask you money and all. Or business wise famous, the politicians. If you don't give them, they become angry. अरे मेरे पास नहीं है या मैं नहीं देना चाहता हूँ. Then you have no choice. You have money, you must give. नहीं तो they will put you in some trouble. होता है कि नहीं? अब इन सब प्रश्नों का उत्तर नहीं है. अब कब तक झेलते रहोगे? Simple two things. Be simple, need not become famous anyway in the world. Ask the divine to give that protection. And ourselves, not doing negative, only doing positive, and are doing our adhyatmic pragati related sadhanas. ऐसा जीवन जिए से शायद हम ज्यादा सेफ रहेंगे. And also one more thing we can do, praying again to the same Lord to protect the good, to give the strength to the good. ये थोड़ा हम कर सकते. जैसे कोई महात्मा संत लोक सेवा कर रहे हैं, गुड दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो वी कैन प्रे, ओ लॉर्ड, let that Mahatma be protected. So then he is protected also because of our prayer. Then he continues his work. Like I see a doctor, very honest, very minimum money he takes and serving the praja. So I have to pray, Lord, please protect this doctor, so that he is serving so many people without charging much, understanding the position of poverty, etc. of people. So may he be protected. Otherwise, the other big fishes, they'll try to do something to him. कि सारे पेशेंट उस तरफ जा रहे हैं, चलो इसको पेशेंट बना देते हैं. दे हैव देयर ओन वे टू डिफेम, और आप चलता ही रहता है ना. इसलिए अच्छे लोगों की रक्षा होना है. हम उनके लिए भी प्रे कर सकते. और बुरे लोगों का हमें कुछ नहीं करना. छेड़ो मत उनको. Otherwise, they will retaliate, react, and we become victimized by them. है ना? We all know that ना, दुष्ट मूर्खों को हमें टच नहीं करना, दूर से नमस्कार, खला वंदना. But then what? The Lord will take care. Lord will take care. हम ज्यादा गुस्ताखी करें तो that will attack our head. We should increase positive. That obviously results in the reduction of the negative. We need not attack negative directly, isn't it? If you have the power, you can do divine power and all. But उसका फिर से असर होता. It's like eternal Devasura Sangram. Devatas defeat the Rakshasas. Again, the Rakshasas become powerful. They fight and eliminate the Devata, dethrone them. अब पूरा इसी में फंसे रहते हैं, है ना? इसलिए महात्मा लोगों का भी यही होता है, हम पॉजिटिव हेल्प करते जाए, और they don't worry about negative, because when the positive grows, obviously the negative is answered. If you attack the negative directly, they know we are attacking, so they retaliate. They strength gain powers again from the different sources, and then again they attack us and trouble us. So इस तरह से थोड़ा ध्यान से जीवन जीना है, बस. ओम 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 सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ये गुरुभिः पूर्वं निधये सर्वविद्यानां शंकरं शंकराचार्यं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् ओम विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधाजलदे महितोपनिषत्कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भव शंकरदेशिक मे शरणं. ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदम्. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन मोक्ष प्राप्ति अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति पुरोभिवृद्धि सनातन धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयः. श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति देश निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शाश्वत रूपेण शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम पारायणार्थे द्वितीयोऽध्यायः. Friends, second chapter. Chant, let us from 6th to 10th mantras. Om वायुर्यत्राधिरुध्यते सोमो यत्रातिरिच्यते तत्र संजायते मनः सवित्रा प्रसवेन जुषेत ब्रह्मपूर्व्यं तत्र योनिं कृणवसे नहि ते पूर्तमक्षिपत् त्रिरुन्नतं स्थाप्य समं शरीरं हृदीन्द्रियाणि मनसा सन्निवेश्य ब्रह्मोडुपेन प्रतरेत विद्वान् श्रोतांसि सर्वाणि भयावहानि प्राणान् प्रपीड्येह संयुक्तचेष्टा क्षीणे प्राणे नासिकयोच्छ्वसित दुष्टाश्वयुक्तमिव वाहमेनं विद्वान् मनो धारयेता प्रमत्तः समे शुचौ शर्करा वह्निवालुकौ विवर्जिते शब्द जलाश्रयादिभिः सॉरी समे शुचौ शर्करा वह्निवालुका विवर्जिते शब्द जलाश्रयादिभिः मनोनुकूलेन तु चक्षुपीडने गुहानिवाताश्रयणे प्रयोजयेत् ओम शांति शांति शांति. तो पारायणम we have done. Now we will do our study of the mantra sankhya. कौन सा है? I think we have to do our 18th mantra done. 19th one. 19th mantra sambandha bhashya vaisa and the mantrartha vaisa. We have to do the bhashyartham. What was the sambandha bhashya? First of all, it is Paramatma is Anupama and Paramatma is Indriya Atita. So don't try to search for an example for Paramatma and don't try to see him through any of the faculties. इतना थोड़ा समझ में रह लेना. Go beyond all the faculties and their functionings, then what remains is Paramatma. Let these things be becoming stronger in us. एक तो परमात्मा का अस्तित्व, दूसरा परमात्मा को पाने की इच्छा, तीसरा परमात्मा को पाने का साधना. About these things, day by day, we have to become clearer in our understanding, convinced also in doing the due. That will help us a lot. Think about it. Right? Now, the Sambandha Bhashya. That Brahman is Anupama as well as Indriyatita. Kahkar, that will be explained in this mantra. And to that mantra, Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Sambandha Bhashya is Kutasthasya Brahmanaha. Kutastha Brahmaka. Of that Brahman who is Kutastha, Kutavattishtati, which was said in the earlier mantra already. Of that Brahman, Urdhvadishu Dikshu Kenapi Aparigrahyatvam. By nobody he can be obtained in any of the directions. What do you mean by any of the direction? कि किसी भी दिशा में रहने वाला, किसी भी काल में, किसी भी वस्तु व्यक्ति के रूप में परमात्मा को कोई भी ऐसी वस्तु इत्यादि नहीं है जिनके उपमा भगवान से कर सकते. आइडिया वाज व्हाट? ब्रह्म के अनुपम एवं इंद्रियातीत स्वरूप का वर्णन. So directionally Paramatma. So Kutastasya Brahmanah Urdhvadishu Dikshu Kenapi Aparigrahyatvam. By nobody in directionally Bhagavan can never be understood or caught by anyone. So it is the point to say about the Paramatma is beyond the perception of Indriyas. So जैसे कल हमने देखा, one thing is said that directionally Bhagavan cannot be caught. Means it indicates about the space. And the other two things called as Kala as well as objective. So Desha Kala Vastuna. So Desha Nirdesha is done. That in a particular Disha mein, you cannot limit the Bhagavan to catch him there. Once Disha is said, Kala also you have to add. तो फलाना फलाना काल में भगवान है, दूसरे काल में नहीं. When Desha Kala said, third thing has to be added, doubtlessly, that is Vastu. तो वस्तु रूपेण, देश रूपेण, काल रूपेण, भगवान cannot be caught. तो वस्तु रूपेण you see him through Indriyas. Desha Kala रूपेण we conceptualize him with the mind and intellect. This is one point. Second one क्या है? केनापि अद्वितीयत्वात् केनापि अतुलितत्वम्. ऊर्ध्वादिषु दिक्षु केनापि अपरिग्राह्यत्वम्. Nobody can do the parigrahana, catching of Paramatma in terms of direction. Therefore, direction, desha, kala, vastu के रूप में you cannot catch Paramatma. Therefore, he is Indriya Agochar. Second one, what? He Advitiyatvat. He is Advitiya. At that state of Paramatma, he alone is there. There is no thing being other than him. Therefore, Kena api atulitatvam. By no thing the Bhagavan can be told comparingly. Tulana karke, you cannot tell about Bhagavan because Bhagavan is Advitiya. Upadhyavan say you can not see Bhagavan because he is not in any of the desha or kala or the vastu rupena. So desha kala vastu atit hone ke karan he is not caught by the upadhis. Advitiya hone ke karan he cannot be told comparingly. Advitiyatvat kena api atulitatvam. Then kala dig adi anavachinna yasho rupatvam. He is not conditioned bound by. He is not only cannot be caught in any of the Deshakala Vastu Rupa, he is never conditioned by Avachinna means conditioning. Anavachinna means unconditional and unlimited. He is unconditional and unlimited by the Desha and Kala and Vastu. So, in a Desha, in a Kala, as a Vastu, Lord is not. So too, this Deshakala Vastu from Parimanas, which are the projections of the Maya, they cannot limit the Paramatma. He is Anavachinna. Okay? Anavachinna Yeshorupatum. These are the three things that are told to us in this mantra. So the third one is Bhagavan is Anavachinna by the Deshakala Adi. Second one is Atulita because Advitiya hai wo Bhagavan. Third one is what? Directionally in the Deshakala Vastu Rupena, you cannot see him. These are the three things. Now let us chant this mantra. Om Naina Murdham Natiriyancha Namadhye Parijagrabhat Natasya Pratima Asti Yasya Nama Mahad Yashaha. Again. Naina Murdham Natiriyancha Namadhye Parijagrabhat Natasya Mahima Asti Yasya Nama Mahad Yashaha. Not Mahima, Pratima Asti. Sorry. Again, Naina Murdhvam Natiriyam cha Namadhye Parijagrabhat Natasya Pratima Asti Yasya Nama Mahad Yashaha. So Nainam Urdhvam Upar Namadhye Natiriyancha at the lower level Parijagrabhat he cannot be caught. So दिशाएं बता रहे कोई लोग ऊपर देखते कोई आगे देखते कोई नीचे देखते हैं यू कैनॉट कैच लाइक दैट भगवान देन न तस्य प्रतिमा अस्ति प्रतिमा मीन्स with which you can compare and tell him that भगवान looks like this or that प्रतिमा इज सैंपल कोई बड़ा बिल्डिंग बनाना है तो उसका सैंपल बनाते तो बड़ा गणेश जी का विग्रह बनाना है ये तो प्रतिमा बना के अप्रूवल के लिए देते हैं यू अंडरस्टैंड no pratima that he can be compared with. This is what is Mahan Yashaha. That is what is his glory. Accept him. And in and through while studying these lakshanas of Paramatma, Swarupa as well as Tatastha, let one thing be continuously in us that Paramatma is Anubhava Gamya in our Hridaya Akasha. To pull us from all other pursuits to discover Paramatma, these are all told. Then one question should be asked, then how and where to find him? Yes, by becoming Antarmukhi, we have to find him in our own Hridaya Akash, which was coming again and again in every of the shlokas. आगे वाले श्लोक में भी आएगा फिर से. Have we not seen earlier? Hruda manisha manasa avikripta ye etad viduhu amrtaste bhavanti. We are seeing it time and again in all our earlier chapters also. So, the Paramatma is great, grand, glorious. Mahadyeshaha. His discovery is the realization. He cannot be discovered as Deshakala Vastu or with any of the Upadis or Pramanas outside. Therefore, what's left for us? Discover him in your own cave of the heart. फाइनली हमें अंतर्मुख होकर हृदय आकाश में सच्चिदानंद रूप परमात्मा का अनुभव करना है. This Vishaya should become more and more spashta in our understanding. Then our pursuit should also start only for that. And whenever that inner pursuit of the self in the cave of our heart is not happening, obviously the two reasons are the Mahima of this Paramatma Tattva has not entered into our heart. Therefore, we are not that much interested to achieve it. Therefore, we are not becoming antarmukhi. Second, the Mahima of the false world, illusory world, is so much in us that we still have longing for it. Therefore, all our efforts are towards that only. And two things. If somebody is a Mahatma, who is he? Who is not pursuing anything external and who is pursuing only the internal. And how he has become that Mahatma? No, he has gone through the study wala drama for a long time, then the experimental drama also for a long time in trying to get the permanent peace and bliss in the temporary things. He also has gone through, then he realized, अरे यार परमानेंट तो बाहर मिलने वाला नहीं है, चलो ढूंढते हैं कहाँ अंदर. Therefore, he never ever tries anything outside. He is ever busy in pursuit of inside. He is called Mahatma. He is who is trying and as well as reaching. How he has become that? Because he has understood. And why you and I are still in the world outside? We have not understood and misunderstandings called as vasanas that the world will give us bhoga sukha is still there. And that's binding. We have to get liberated from it. And that's only through Atma Jnanam. And the Atman is inside the cave of the heart. This knowledge is not there. So you and I are studying this. Paramatma Sadvastu is it Hridaya. Obtaining him alone gives moksha. Therefore, let us turn towards him. Anything is not real. If you pursue that, it appears you got it, but you will never get the moksha. है ना. जैसे इसलिए को जीवन में सब चीज हमको मिल रहे हैं, सब लोग मिल रहे हैं, लेकिन खुशियां नहीं मिल रहे. जिनसे हम सुख आनंद एक्सपेक्ट कर, फ्रॉम देम ओनली वी आर गेटिंग, but still we are not realizing it. Then when we go through all these and slowly when we also do the upasana of Guru Daiva and listen to them, our intellect gets opened up. That's what we call as the sixth sense or the intuitive intellect, which is able to clearly understand these things. Right? Now let us see what's Bhashyakara saying for this mantra number 19. Ki nainam iti. The mantra which is starting with the Shabda nainam, I am going to explain. Please listen attentively. In this Upanishad, Bhashyakara starts his Bhashya with the first word of that mantra to say that be attentive that of this mantra I am giving you the Bhashya to this mantra. Right? Nainam iti. So nainam urdhvam na tiryancha na madhye parijagrabhat na tatra pratima asti na tasya pratima asti yasya nama mahat yashaha. Of this mantra I am telling Bhashya. Okay. So na enam. Enam means Paramatmanam. Enam prakritam. Prakritam who is being discussed in that present context. This Paramatma. Now about this Paramatma, Shankara Bhagavan is giving the Lakshanas. Enam means this. Prakritam means the Paramatma who is in our discussion. And this Paramatma's Lakshanas are Aparichinna Rupatvat. He is not having any Rupa, and every Rupa is Parichinna. Therefore, he has no Rupa, therefore, he is not Parichinna. Therefore, what is his Rupa then? Aparichinnata. Aparichinna Rupatvat. First thing, please remember. The Lord is not Parichedita, conditioned in any Rupa. Rupa itself conditions. So he has no Rupa, therefore is unconditional, the form wise. So Aparichinna Rupatvat. Second one is what? Niramshatvat. He has not got the Amsha Amshi thing that is in him. Amsha is the part, Amshi is the whole. So the Amsha Amshi परमात्मा कोई देश कालादि वस्तु आदि से परिच्छिन्नता भी नहीं है परमात्मा में. सो लिसन केयरफुली. अपरिच्छिन्नत्वात्, so to niramshatvat. Third is beautiful, that niravayavattvat. He has got no avayava limbs. So the total and partial, that division is not there. Then the total and its limbs, that division is not there. The conditioned by desha kala vastu parichinata is also not there in Paramatma. That is his glory. है ना? Like if you take a tree, so it is parichinna, isn't it? What is the parichinata of the tree? It is not there all the time. That's called kala parichedam. And it is not in every place. That's called as desha parichedam. So it is parichinna by desha and kala. What is the meaning of niramshatvat? In the tree there is a amsha are there. Amsha and amshi. The whole tree is the amshi and it has got amshas in it. Same thing can be said as also whole tree is the sharira and the branches, the roots, the leaves, flowers, fruits, trunk, they are all called its anga. So अवयव कहते हैं उसको. पेड़ में अवयव है, पेड़ में अंश अंशी संबंध है और पेड़ परिच्छिन्न है. In this way, take a pahad. Pahad also is parichinna, desha parichinna, kala parichinna, and vastu parichinna. Vastu parichinna means what? Tree is there in tree only. It is not somewhere else, some other thing. So mountain is in the mountain only. It is not some other place. That's called vastu परिच्छेद. वो वस्तु वही है, वैसा दूसरा नहीं है. उसको परिच्छेद, वस्तु परिच्छेद. इस समय में नहीं है, काल परिच्छेद. इस जगह पे है, दूसरी जगह पे नहीं है, देश परिच्छेद. So desha kala vastu parichinna. Paramatma is not that way. Desha kala vastu parichinna. Second is such a sublime thing. In him amsha amshi division cannot be made. Can be projected for your vyavahara, but cannot be made. So too, the avayavas also are not there in Paramatma. So niravayavattvat, niramshitvat, aparichinnatvat. Very sacred words about Paramatma. Mind them, please. Because of these reasons, niravayavattvat, because of these three reasons, urdhva dikshu, urdhva, adho, purva, paschima, uttara, dakshina. In these dikshu, kaschidapi, है ना, कोई भी, nobody is न परिजग्रवत परिग्रहीतुम न शक्नुयात. In any of the directions by anybody, the Bhagavan cannot be parigrahita, held as a concept in the intellect. Because he is niramsha, he is niravayava, he is avaricchinna. Aparichinnatvat, niramshatvat, niravayavattvat, कश्चिदपि दिक्षु केनापि परिजग्रतुम परिग्रहितुम न शक्नुयातु. Clear about it. Is such a sublime truth. देश काल वस्तु परिच्छिन्नता नहीं है, इसलिए nobody can catch him in any of the directions. Okay. So नैनम ऊर्ध्वम न तिर्यम च न मध्ये परिजग्रवत. सो नैनम ऊर्ध्वम द ऊपर डायरेक्शन में, न मध्यम च मध्य डायरेक्शन, न तिर्यम द लोअर में. Like no, we say Bhagwan is in Vaikuntha, Bhagwan is in Indra Loka, Bhagwan is in the Antariksha Lokas, or Bhagwan is there in the Patala Loka, he has gone to do some work. ये सब पौराणिक कथा में about the Saguna Paramatma, it's okay. But the Nirguna Brahma we are talking about, he is Niramsha, he is Niravayava, he is Abharichinna. Therefore, he cannot be caught in particular Disha, Urdham, Tiryak and Madhya. First line is explained. Second, Natasya Pratima Asti Yasya Nama Mahadyesha. Bhagavan explains that. Tasya means what? Tasya eva Ishwarasya. Of that Ishvara, Akhanda Sukhanubhavat Bhavatvat. Akhanda Sukhanubhavatvat. Akhanda unbroken, Sukha the bliss, Anubhava experiential. Unbroken experiential bliss is his nature. अखंड सुखानुभवत्वात् एतादृश द्वितीय अभावात्, and therefore because there is no thing which is like this other than it, एतादृश द्वितीयस्य अभावात्, इस तरह का दूसरे चीज का नहीं रहने के कारण तत् प्रतिमा उपमा, for him the pratima here means upama, comparatively to say the asti. He is अखंड आनंद स्वरूप, ऐसे चीज दो नहीं हो सकते. Therefore, there is no pratima or upamana to tell about Paramatma that he looks like this or like that. Okay, so two lines are explained. Na tasya pratima asti is done. What do you mean by yasya nama mahadyashaha? Ki yasya nama mahadyashaha means yasya ishwarasya nama avidhanam maha. Okay, the Lord whose name is Yasya Ishwarasya Namaha. Nama means Abhidhanam. Abhidhanam is name only. Mahad Yashaha. So his name is Mr. Mahad Yashaha. What is you mean by Mahad and Yashaha? Ki Mahad Dig Adi Anavachinam. Okay. Dig Adi Avachinam. Unconditioned by Desha Kala Vastutva itself is his Mahatattva. And what is the Yashaha? Ki Sarvatra Paripurnam Yashaha Kirti. सो यस्य नाम महद यशः, भगवान का नाम है महद एंड यशः. महद क्या है? अनकंडीशनड बाय देश कालादि. बिकॉज ही इज नॉट कंडीशनड बाय इन देश कालादि, ही इज पूर्ण. दैट पूर्णता इज इज यशः और कीर्ति. सो महत एंड यशः. महत इज नॉट बीइंग कंडीशनड बाय द उपाधिस. यशः इज टू से दैट ही इज पूर्ण. सो यस्य ईश्वर से नाम अभिधानम महत दिग्गादि अनवच्छिन्नम, देन सर्वत्र परिपूर्णम यशः कीर्ति. भगवान का नाम क्या है? महद यश है. महद क्यों है? कि नोबडी कैन लिमिट हिम. देयरफॉर कीर्ति क्या है? दैट ही इज पूर्ण. नथिंग कैन लिमिट हिम. इज महान था, देन ही इज पूर्ण, इज कॉल्ड एज यशः. तो महद यशः इज हिज नेम. So naina murdham natiriyam cha namadhye parijagravat means nobody is capable of catching Paramatma in any of the directions. Because deshakaladi anavacchinnatvat, niramshatvat, niravayavatvat. And he being Advitiya Akhandananda Swarupa, such thing is not there other than him. Second thing, therefore natasya pratima or upama asti. Plus, what is his name, sir? Yasya nama Mahadesha. He is Anavachinna by all Upadhis. That is his Mahat name. And he is Purnaha. That is his Yashaha Kirti. Now we have to feel about these meanings. Huh? Unconditioned by Desha Kala Vastu. They were Purna. And that Brahman is I am. That I have forgotten. अब उससे नीचे आकर उपाधि तादात में से कहाँ कहाँ भटक रहा हूं देखो मैं. ये है इस मंत्र का. ठीक है. अब द नेक्स्ट मंत्र इज ईशस्य इंद्रियादि अवश्यताम प्रत्येक आह. He is not the Vishaya of the Indriyas and he is the most inner self, then when we discover our oneness with him, the moksha will come. That most again well quoted shloka is this 19th and 20th one, which we will study tomorrow. The mantra goes like this: Na sandrushe tishtati rupamasya, na chakshusha pashyati kaschanainam, hruda hridistam manasaya enam, evam viduramrutaste bhavanti. Same comes in Kathopanishad also. Na sandrushe tishtati rupamasya, na chakshusha pashyati kaschanainam, there hruda manisha manasa abhikluptaha. Ye etadiduramrutaste bhavanti. One or two words different. So tomorrow, from this mantra, Bhagavan is Indriya Avishaya, Bhagavan is Pratyak Rupa, and our oneness with him will fetch us moksha. These three crucial points we will discuss. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Right? Paramanishibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE. Now Gita will study. Please join.